you can see those bubbles that I was talking about, where the ice is turning into steam and trying to go up and out through the lava. Now these are called Pele's hairs. They're these thin strands of lava that form when lava is flowing off of an edge and gets carried away by the wind. They are named after the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes, Pele, but in Icelandic we have a slightly different name for them. We like to call them witch's hairs or nornaham. And the reason for this is because, as you can see when I pull them up, they're quite thin, and so they would cool down pretty quickly. And so this would travel around the land in the older days when we had a lot more farmers and land in the grass that farmed animals were eating. So you can imagine, first you pull down lava in your stomach, it's probably not very good for you. So the animals would start dying, and farmers thought that witches were poisoning their animals. Now have some more ice with me, and in just a second I'm going to put that on top of the lava for you. What's going to happen is that the ice is going to force the lava to cool down very quickly. A little bit of pressure, and underneath you, whoa! Underneath you, as you can immediately see, lava is turning black very quickly, losing its glow, and we're getting some very nice bubbles on the sides of it. So what's happening here is that most of the steam from the ice is going up, but some of it is being forced down into the lava and is inflating it from the inside like a balloon. Alright. See a very nice bubble there. But now lava is a very good insulator of its own heat. And so what that means is going to cool down the fastest on the outside and retain a lot of the heat on the inside. So the inner part of it stays liquid for much longer. That's why you can see those bubbles, they're starting to turn black. Now what that also means is that you can start to get underneath here and gradually start to lift the lava. Now in nature, when lava is flowing on slopes like this during an eruption, once the eruption stops, the outside will cool down first to form that solid outer layer, and the inside holds onto so much heat that it's able to stay liquid for long enough to keep flowing out of that initial layer of insulation and leave behind an empty space, which is how lava tunnels are formed in nature. You can see when I move my stick from underneath here, the lava kind of holds its shape. It does not immediately fall right back down. It is starting to cool down, and that's why it is slowly solidifying in this shape. But now you can start to hear this sort of cracking or popping noise that is coming from lava. That is my cue to put up these safety guards that I have over here, just right on top of the slide, to be extra safe. Now the reason why you're hearing this noise is because as the lava is cooling down, it's getting smaller and it's contracting in on itself while it's creating little cracks and fissures inside the material as it's getting more solid. Now if you remember, when the lava first entered the room, it was at 1,100 degrees Celsius, that is 2,000 Fahrenheit. Where I put the ice, that is currently going to be the coolest part of it. So I'll take my temperature gun, just measure on that. That is now at a very cool 406 degrees Celsius, 763 Fahrenheit. I do actually have another way of telling the temperature of this lava here. To do that, I have to pop this very nice bubble that I have. Let's see here. All right. So, to check the temperature of that, I'm going to take this little tissue that I have here, roll that right onto there, see what happens. As you can see, that catches on fire pretty quickly. And that is what we like to call our homemade lava lamp. Right. Alright, now I'm going to make some more of the bubble that I have here. And so when I break that, what does that kind of sound like? Glass, that's exactly it. And that's because that is exactly what this is turning into. This lava is becoming volcanic glass. And that's because it's cooling down very quickly. So when lava is cooling down, in order to go from a liquid to a solid form, the molecules in the lava, they have to grab onto and bond with another molecule. They cannot be by themselves. And when they're forced to do that very quickly, they're just going to grab onto the first possible thing they can find. So what we have most of in the lava, and that is always going to be silica. And silica is just what regular glass windows are made out of. Those are 100% silica. Now this lava that we have here in front of us today, this is called basalt. And it's about 47% silica, so about half. Now the next biggest deposit are iron and magnesium. These can be each around 10 to 15%. And then the rest of it is just a mixture of so many other elements. Could not even name them all if I wanted to. But the biggest part is always going to be silica. And 47% does sound like quite a lot. But it is actually on the lower end of the scale when it comes towards the amount of silica that you can possibly have in lava. So you get slightly less than this, also way more, all the way up to 90%. And so that's what makes this a very fragile type of volcanic glass. As we just saw with the bubbles, as soon as it has cooled down enough, it becomes very easy for me to break it. I do want to see if I can break this little bridge that I made here. Let's take a look. All right, there we go. You can see that breaks pretty easily. I do want to see if I can break off a slightly smaller piece so I can pick that up and show you the inside. Let's see here. There we are. I'm going to grab my tongs that I have over here. And you can see we have a nice outer rim of insulation, and the inside is still glowing bright orange. What do you guys think? Is it eating there? Alright. So now we can very obviously see that the lava is not glowing very brightly anymore. Most of it is turning pretty dark. Now what that also means is that it is very fragile at this point as well. But just so I can see a little bit better what I am doing, I'm going to turn the lights up just a little bit so I can see a little better. Now I do actually have a third way of telling the temperature of this lava here. And now this one may not be very useful to you, but you know what? You never know. Anywhere on this where you can see that it is still glowing bright orange, it's still emitting light. That is going to be about 600 degrees Celsius or 1100 Fahrenheit. Any part of it that is black is going to be below that temperature, but could still be all the way up to 600 Celsius or 1100 Fahrenheit. Now that is one of the two reasons why I would not recommend to anyone to go walking on top of the lava field from 2021 here in Iceland. And that is because that lava field is in a valley that's been completely filled with lava, so it reaches very deep down. And we actually know for a fact that at the deepest most part of it, there's still liquid lava. We know this because in 2022, when we got our second eruption, it started flowing towards that original lava field, gathering on top and pushing down on it. So liquid lava started coming out from the sides. Now this is a very large lava field that is likely going to take hundreds and hundreds of years to fully cool down. Now the second reason why I would not recommend you to go walking on that field is because of lava tunnels that are present. Before we got our third eruption in the summer of 2023, there was a team of geologists exploring those tunnels.
So what do you think about the lava show?
It's very cool. It's interesting how they can simulate that.
Yeah, it was hot too.
It was warm.
It was hot.
For you, hot. For me, warm.
Yeah. So, but it was pretty cool because what they do is they just recycle that sand that they got and they heat it up. So you're seeing lava in the middle of the city. It's really cool. So if you're ever in Reykjavík and you're interested in geology or just lava, or you're cold and you want to find a place to warm up,
Definitely go to Lava Show.
definitely go to Lava Show. Yeah.